Tonight's headlines are brought to you in part by Coldwell Energy and McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Hospital chief calls for timely payments for services. Also tonight, Mafnas remains customs director until the next court hearing. And on the road again, infrastructure improvements underway. In sports, powerlifters to show their skills this weekend. Stay with us. These stories and more are next here on the Channel 2 News.
Sipping on a delicious drink from McDonald's may have you thinking, what makes these drinks just hit different? Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Cool off this summer with McDonald's Minute Maid Slushies. Try the new Tropical Mango or returning favorite, Strawberry Watermelon for a limited time.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, August 3, 2022. One of the hospital's greatest need is an MRI service, which can reduce medical referral costs as well as accelerate health services for patients. The CEO says there is money set aside to avail of the unit, but the funds, along with several others, are delayed. According to the head of CHCC, the CNMI Department of Finance has yet to transfer $34.2 million to the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Unpaid allocations date all the way back to 2019. In a letter written to Finance Secretary David Atelig, CHCC CEO Esther Munia wanted to follow up on the $10 million budgeted to establish a critically needed MRI service.
Initially, we didn't think that we needed to write a memo. Our understanding is that, the appropriations are there and that the funding should be transferred immediately. But it seems, from our discussion and from hearings with the budget hearings, and we learned that it was necessary that we have a memo or a letter directed to the Secretary of Finance.
Munya states she also wanted to pursue the $1 million appropriated by the Saipan Northern Island delegation, which also pressed her to ask about other unsettled payments.
Because we wanted to ask for these needed specific funding, we feel the need to include all the previous funding that was allotted in the first place, which is basically going all the way back to 2019. So there was a lot of, these appropriations are there. And every year we go to a budget hearing and the request is, well, you were funded this, you were funded that. Well, funding by paper maybe, but not funding by actually, dispersing the money to CHCC.
The letter details how much money was appropriated to the hospital, where the funds are from, and how much was actually transferred. These delays of funds have affected the hospital's activity.
If you look at what's happening in the hospitals everywhere, in the health systems everywhere, there is a workforce issue. There's a short staff everywhere. There's short staff everywhere. There's the supply and pharmaceutical supplies and pharmacy items, drugs. There's an increase in costs. And so, how do we pay for these if we don't get these timely adjustments or appropriations to us? It's very difficult.
Munya states she will be meeting with Secretary Atalig next week to discuss a better method to ensure that the hospital receives what they should be given.
And we just want to make sure that, we're able to not do injustice to the patients that are going through our doors, so that we can make sure that when services are needed, services are available, because we already pay for the items and we already have the workforce to be able to provide that. So it's a lot of complexity now in delivering healthcare services, especially after COVID, because of the workforce issue, because of the cost of supplies. And we need to be able to be quick, and we need to be able to be prompt in making sure that the hospital gets that funding, to ensure that the services are not burdened.
The temporary restraining order filed by Customs Director has been granted by the federal court. Judge Ramona Manglonia has granted the TRO filed by Customs Director Jose Mafnas against Finance Secretary David Atalig and the Governor's Chief of Staff, Will Castro. The court orders that Atalig is restrained from effecting the reassignment of Mafnas and is ordered to maintain the status quo with Mafnas as Director of Customs and Biosecurity until the court holds a hearing and decides on the plaintiff's motion for preliminary injunction. The hearing has been scheduled for August 15th. Defendants have also been ordered to show cause of why the preliminary injunction should not be issued. Any violation of the TRO may be considered and prosecuted as contempt of the court. The order will expire on August 16. A man accused of illegally producing fake CNMI driver's licenses has returned to the NMI and appeared in federal court. Bonifacio Vitug Sagana pleads not guilty to the federal charge of conspiracy to unlawfully produce an identification document. Sagana appeared for his arraignment in the courtroom of Magistrate Heather Kennedy on Tuesday after the U.S. Marshal Service arranged his travel from Wisconsin State. Sagana arrived in the NMI last month. The trial date has been set for October 4th. Attorney Eric O'Malley will be representing the CNMI government, while Sagana is represented by attorney David Baines. Media partners met with Sagana outside the courthouse a few minutes after his hearing.
The advice of the lawyer not to talk anything. I supposedly I have a lot of things to say, but it's better not to talk with advice of the lawyer. Thank you very much.
According to court documents, Sagana conspired with another individual to illegally produce a CNMI driver's license. Sagana is facing possible jail time of 15 years and may pay a $250,000 fine. An arrest warrant was issued by Judge Kennedy in January of this year, but Sagana fled to the States before he could be arrested. Sagana was eventually arrested in April in the state of Wisconsin. Sagana is known to be a strong advocate for guest workers on Saipan. He was the president of the Dakota movement in 2013, raising concerns on unpaid wages, illegal recruitment, and assistance for the people. Motorists and residents on Saipan should expect traffic to be more congested in the next few months, as DPW officials are on the road again. The Department of Public Works have commenced on a hazard elimination project at the intersection of Route 31 and Route 307 near the Northern Marianas College in Astorlahi. DPW officials and members of the legislature broke ground on the project on Tuesday. According to DPW Secretary James Atta, the area is accident-prone and construction will begin immediately, following a 108-day work calendar.
So you're going to see a guardrail erected in this site after so many accidents that, accident that always happen over here. So we're going to replace also that post to a bigger one with a arm. And then we're going to do an anti-skid on this one.
The project is worth over $500,000, funded by the U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration. Hongyi Rental and Construction are the contractors. According to Atta, there are several other road projects lined up and ready to roll out.
Since I came in 2015, I make sure that those projects that was on the board that was executed, and one of them, the main that I was pushing since 2015 is the Route 36 Kingfisher. And now again that we're almost done with the all the documentation, proper documents for Beach Road, of course, and of Potso for that matter is 100% complete as planned. And of course the ongoing two-traffic signal system. And of course, this morning I just signed a contract to be routed for the Industrial Drive, and that is a $1.3 million project and in collaboration and efforts of CPA.
Funding from President Biden's Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act are also in the cards for the department.
Honored to mention the fact that we're meeting this coming Tuesday with staff from Delegate Kilili in regards to those money appropriated for the cinema upcoming projects. Not only here, but of course there's also a project in Rhoda, additional $2 million.
Residents can expect simultaneous road projects to occur in the next few months. DPW officials are asking the community for their patience as construction begins, and they extend their appreciation for the community's understanding. Coming up, school is almost back in session and the college offering some new changes. Stay tuned.
Opioids are commonly prescribed drugs. They can help ease short-term pain after surgery, an accident, or illness. Common brand names include Vicodin, Demerol, OxyContin, and Percocet. Opioids can be very addictive, and they can actually change how your brain works. Opioid misuse can lead to death. If you are prescribed an opioid medication, talk to your doctor. Always take exactly as directed, never take higher doses, keep your medication secure, and safely dispose of unused or expired medication. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Over the weekend, Governor Torres met virtually with President David Panuelo of the Federated States of Micronesia to discuss COVID-19 response efforts. Governor Torres has informed President Panuelo that the CNMI will assist the FSM with the rising COVID-19 cases with 25,000 testing kits and PPEs, such as gowns, gloves, face masks, and hand sanitizers. The governor states he is glad to be able to assist our brothers and sisters in FSM and is committed to providing further assistance with the help of the COVID-19 task force. Students will be making their way back to school in just a few weeks, and according to college officials, there will be new opportunities and changes in the upcoming semester. The Northern Marianas College upcoming semester will begin classes this August 15th. President Galvin Delon Guerrero states they are expecting an increase in enrollment for the fall semester.
Well, we're very excited about the upcoming semester because it's looking like we're going to have another enrollment increase. And this is despite, all the devastation that we've suffered under the typhoons and the pandemic and the economic turbulence. It's really refreshing and rewarding to see that people are prioritizing higher education.
The PROA Promise initiative will be launched this semester, which will help students with education costs that aren't covered by federal or local financial aid.
We're very excited to get up off the ground, and that's going to ensure that we have a last dollar scholarship program for those to ensure that everyone can afford higher education. And then it's going to include wraparound services and as well as better job placement. And then, of course, we have the new facilities that are going to be coming up.
The NMC campus was badly damaged from Super Typhoon Yutu back in 2018. And since then, officials have been working hard to get new facilities. There have been some delays, but Delon Guerrero states it's a matter of ensuring that all federal requirements are being met.
So one thing to keep in mind about the new facilities is something like this has never really been attempted in the entire Marianas because we're working with multiple federal grantor agencies. So we have the EDA, we have the U.S. Department of Education, we have CDBG-DR, and FEMA. Getting all these agencies to kind of work in concert, as well as getting all the local agencies. The local agencies, not so much a problem, but so it's a lot of alignment because different federal agencies and grantor agencies have different grant requirements.
NMC will, however, be breaking ground soon on the first building to begin construction.
We've got the Student Center groundbreaking that's going to be coming up in just a few months. And then soon after that, we're going to be moving forward with a lot of other projects on campus. So very, very exciting time to be in the NMC PROA.
Individuals who are interested in applying for the NMC fall semester can email oar@marianas.edu or visit www.marianas.edu for more information. The first ever Beer Mile is happening this weekend. Yes, you heard that right. Beer Mile, a race that requires drinking and running. Stay tuned.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
All right, tonight on the KSPN Sports Report, some heavy lifting going to be happening this weekend at the Gold's Gym area in a first ever of sorts. Our Chris Nelson has more.
Gold's Gym first ever powerlifting meet will begin on Sunday morning with both men and women competing. This strong woman, Jamila, is a personal trainer and she will be competing, and she's also helping to organize the competition. Tell me about the event this weekend.
So the event this weekend is a powerlifting meet. It's an unsanctioned casual meet where people can showcase their strength. And we'll be awarding to the top 3 males and females for the event. So hopefully after the event we can inspire a lot of people to come in and start lifting.
Lifts will be performed with a Rogue standard bar and Hampton Olympic rubber-coated plates. All weights will be in pounds. The bar can hold up to 640 pounds. In this fashion, each lifter will be granted 3 attempts in a standard round-robin flight arrangement, and 3 lifts will be used.
Squat, bench, deadlift. So you want to say like SBD.
Jamila has 2 big plates on here, and she demonstrates the squat. Powerlifters are usually doing just a couple of reps as they go for strength. Different than bodybuilders who do more reps as they are looking for more definition.
This is about 135 pounds. It's really impressive if you can lift your own weight, including if you can lift like double your weight. Real impressive. That's what powerlifting is.
In a deadlift, you're bringing the weight from the ground up to your waist, and there are 2 types of ways to do this. Conventional, which uses a closer grip, using more hamstring and back, and sumo, which starts with a wider stance and works more of your glutes and quads. She says for all the lifts, it's important to brace your core, as this will help protect your lower back. Women will begin lifting at 9 a.m. Sunday morning with the fellas at 1 p.m. Tice Mister says shoes are required.
Well, this is a first-time event for Gold's Gym to be hosting here in Saipan. And so this first time through, just meant to be sort of a casual event, but these guys are pretty serious.
Run Saipan Club may have the perfect way to start your weekend. It's the first ever NMI Beer Mile that requires drinking and running and no puking. Have a listen. The Beer Mile is a popular race invented by Canadian runners in 1989. The rules are pretty simple. Drink 1 can of beer, run 4 laps, drink another can of beer, run another lap, drink again, and run again. Essentially, the runner will have drank 4 cans of beers and run laps between each, and that event will be happening this Friday, August 5th at the Saipan Vegas Country Club in Chananlaulao. Michelob Ultra is the official sponsor for this inaugural event. There is a registration fee of $20. Those interested can visit raceroster.com. Medals will be given to the first 100 runners to cross the finish line. The top and female finishers will also receive a Michelob Ultra prize pack. While athletes await next year's Micronesia Games in the Marshall Islands, the Council has already named the host country for the 2026 Games. This will be the first time for Nauru to be the host country of the 2026 Micronesian Games. The nation's president, Lionel Aingamia, offered his government's full support in hosting this sports event and is looking forward to welcoming all the athletes from the Micronesian countries. Nauru's current plan is to build a new athletic stadium, similar to Majuru's model infrastructure for the 2023 Micronesian Games. For those who don't know, the very first Micronesian Games was held right here in the Northern Mariana Islands in 1969. NMI has been the host country 3 times. The Federated States of Micronesia, Palau, and our neighboring island of Guam have also been host countries. The 2023 Micronesian Games will be held in Majuru, Marshall Islands. Governor Torres, along with the Northern Mariana Sports Association President Jerry Tan, have previously announced they are eyeing to send a large delegation to represent the NMI.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
For the KSPN weather report, partly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 9 to 11 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, east-southeast wind 6 to 11 miles per hour, high 88, low 78, the humidity 94%. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, east-southeast wind 5 to 7 miles per hour, high 87, low 78. The marine forecast, combined seas of 2 to 4 feet will continue through the week. East wind 10 to 15 knots, wind waves 2 to 3 feet, east swell 3 feet. The sunrise will be at 5:59 a.m., high tide 11:48 p.m., low tide 5:15 p.m., and the sunset 6:46 p.m. All right, there you have it. That is your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather. We thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back here on Friday.